You thought April 27th was just a regular night? You thought April 27th was just some day? You thought April 27th wasn't penciled on the wall? And you think I'm talking about fighters? I'm talking about a different type of fight. Showtime Sports versus HBO Sports. Showtime Boxing versus HBO Boxing. And if you don't think this is a head-to-head matchup of epic proportions between the two, you are sadly mistaken. Every resource they can is going into this head-to-head. Showtime wants to crush HBO with this Danny Garcia matchup versus Sergio Martinez's matchup. But HBO is doing a different route. They're like, we're not going to spend a lot of money promoting this, and we're going to do good numbers anyway because we're HBO. We're the giants. We know our programming is the best on Saturday nights. So people are going to watch that program and they're going to watch boxing. Boom, we got you. Showtime is going to say, we're going to have the better fights, and everybody's going to be talking about our fights the day after. They're not going to talk about the HBO fight. They're going to talk about Showtime fights. We're going to take out HBO. We're going to rule the internet. We're going to rule the headlines on the internet. It's going to be all about Showtime fights. Nothing about the HBO fights. So this is if you don't think Ken Hertzman is ready to try to stick it to Showtime, and if you don't think Golden Boy's trying to stick it to HBO, you just don't know that fight is almost more intriguing than the matchup. In HBO's corner, they got leading off Martinez and Murray, but they open the night with Abreu, what's his name? Abreu from Argentina versus Dakari, which is going to be that's probably one of the best fights on the card. Then Chris Arreola versus Stavern, the heavyweight matchup. You know, that's what it is. It is what it is with that fight. You know, at least you're going to see some hands flying. And then you have, you know, the Martinez-Murray fight. So that's HBO's lineup. Now in the Showtime corner, they got Amir Khan versus Julio Diaz, Peter Quillen versus Fernando Guerrero, which is a damn good fight, and Danny Garcia versus Zab Judah. That's their 3-fight lineup. Now, see, what was funny here was that the Danny Garcia card was supposed to be 2 fights. The HBO fight was 2 cards. Was 2 fight cards that they were airing. They went as far as to add another card to their matchup. HBO did. They said, well, we're going to add another fight to the card. Chris Arreola fight. We're going to have a 3-fight card. So Showtime said, oh, okay, because they already had a 3-fight card that they wanted to do when they rescheduled this. Because really this was supposed to be Amir Khan's fight card with Peter Quillen. And actually, it was a Deontay Wilder. His fight was supposed to be televised. His fight ended up getting bumped off television. His fight was going to be televised. Now it's not going to be televised because they're going to put Amir Khan and Julio Diaz on the same card when they just made the Peter Quillen and Fernando Guerrero. When they put that on the undercard, they said, okay, we're going to run with this lineup more than Deontay Wilder fight. So we're not going to televise Deontay Wilder. We'll just show that in the highlights. And we'll just focus on these 3 fighters to go up against HBO. Because they felt these are the 3 strongest fights that we have. So if y'all don't think the gloves is off, love is done, and all that, oh, please. You have no idea. This is just the start of counterprogramming. That's why I have DVR. I will be flipping back and forth as I record both programs. So, and that's what HBO and Showtime are banking on. They're gonna have. They didn't set this date up as like I want to set them up to screw them. They're gonna, you know, it's not enough dates to go around, so you're gonna have some counter programming. And just like this past Saturday, this past weekend, you had Nate Cleverly fighting on that date. You had Juanma Lopez fighting on that date, and other places. You know, other fight cards have to go on. You know, people got to get their money. Not everybody's going to be watching the same thing, but it is what it is. But even when you DVR a program, that counts as a viewership for that network. So Showtime and HBO both could benefit. I know I'm gonna watch both. I'm gonna watch all 6 fights. Peace.